I killed it. I'm not gonna lie. I killed it, bro. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. We're gonna be making cinnamon rolls. I've made these only once before and they weren't horrible, but they were kind of flat. So I'm hoping with my second go, they'll come out better. I'm gonna show you my ingredients, but the amounts that I did, I'm not gonna waste time talking about it. So I'm gonna put it in the description, put the link to the original recipe. Stay tuned if you wanna watch me make some cinnamon rolls. Okay, so I have all my ingredients in front of me. I have flour, sugar, melted butter, eggs and egg yolk, yeast, warmed milk. So we're ready to make the dough. So first what we're gonna do is microwave our milk. I've already done that off camera. I already microwaved it for about 30 seconds. So we wanna get it to about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Obviously I'm not like measuring my temperature, but you just want it to be warm because you don't want it to be too hot that it kills the yeast, but you want it to be warm enough to like activate it. So we're gonna pour the milk in our main bowl, pour the yeast on top of it. Then we're gonna add in our sugar. Sugar helps to activate yeast as well. Our egg and the egg yolk. And our melted butter. So we've added everything in. And if you have an electric mixer, you would have poured all this into the mixer bowl and use your electric mixer. I have a handheld mixer and I also just have like a whisk. So I think I'm gonna use the whisk. I actually prefer the handheld whisk sometimes because the electric mixer can be a little bit like powerful, like more than I need at times. It'll just be spraying everything all over the place. And then we're going to add in our flour and salt. I forgot to mention, I also have salt. You know what, let me add in the salt first. Just a little pinch of salt. Stir in my flour. I'm not gonna use the whisk because the whisk just gets really messy sometimes. If you're a Nigerian princess like me, you might have one of these hanging around. So I'm gonna use my little pounded jam stick and use this to stir it in instead. And I like this because it's like there's less like material for the flour and stuff to be sticking to, while a whisk, the flour will get all up in the holes in the whisk, and then in a spoon the flour will like coat the spoon. But this is literally just a long pole. There's not that much for the flour to impede on. And you're trying to get a dough, so you don't want it to be watery. So I'm hoping I have enough flour, because I also don't want to make too much in case it doesn't turn out well again. Okay, I like this. I'm already getting my thicker consistency. So what I'm gonna do next is, you can't even see, like, what I'm gonna do now is get a bigger tray that I can actually knead my dough on, and then dust some flour on it and knead the dough on there, because now I've reached the point where my wooden stick doesn't really help me anymore. And you could also use your mixer. So I have my big tray here. So what you're seeing me do here is dust some flour onto the tray so that the dough doesn't stick to it. And then I'm gonna put my dough onto the tray with all the extra inside the bowl and just start kneading. This process takes about like 8 to 10 minutes. And as I was going, I was starting to realize I didn't have enough flour, so I added some more, just so like it wasn't sticky anymore and I was actually getting the consistency it's supposed to be. So if you see along the way that your dough is still wet and you've been kneading and it's still wet, just add more flour. I'm obviously not a baker, so like I don't know how to knead perfectly, but I do like how my dough is feeling really smooth. It's still a bit wet, so that's why you saw me add a bit of flour before. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more flour because it's still a bit wetter than it should be. And basically my kneading technique is just like flattening it and then folding it over. So after you've kneaded your dough to the point that it's not sticky and when you press your finger in it, it kind of just bounces off, is roll it into a nice ball. And you're gonna oil or put butter around the perimeter or like the inside of your bowl. Rest your ball inside there, cover it with a towel of some sort, and just let it sit for about an hour to let your dough rise. So it's been about an hour. My dough has risen to about double the size it was before. You'll see it in a second. So what I'm doing now is getting ready to spread it out. So I'm putting flour all over the tray and all over the same stick that I'm going to use to spread it out. As you see, if you have, I forget what they're called, but like those, you know what, the rolling pins. If you have a rolling pin, this is exactly when you would need to use it. But I might have one. I just couldn't find one and I was lazy to look. So I'm using my same pounded jam stick. And you're just gonna make it into like a square shape or a rectangle shape and spread it out as flat as you could get it. I kind of made more dough than I was expecting, so it was low-key too big for this tray, but I made it work. But yeah, just keep spreading it out until you get it as flat as you can, and like you just get it nice and pretty. You see how pretty that is? And then I get it's like this thing where you can spread, and I'm just spreading some melted butter all over it and leaving, like, not getting all the way to the edges, but getting pretty close. So I'm just spreading the butter all over the entire I don't even know what this is called, the dough, the spread out dough, and then you'll see what I do next. So now we're gonna make like the lining, like the cinnamon sugar lining. So you're gonna put about a tablespoon and a half of cinnamon. You always want a lot less cinnamon than sugar because cinnamon can be really powerful. And then you're gonna put in, like, I think 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Preferably dark brown sugar, but it really doesn't matter. It can be light too. I have a really dark brown sugar. And when you're measuring brown sugar, you always want to pack it and like flatten it so it's really dense. And then yeah, so now I'm gonna mix everything together. And then after I mix it all together, I'm just gonna spread it all over. I'm gonna use my hands to sprinkle it all over, and then just kind of pat it in with my fingers and like really massage it in. And that's how you get it to be like have that really like soft melted texture when it's really warm. So I'm just spreading the sugar all over the entire thing, trying to try to cover as much area as possible and use up all the sugar, because what am I going to do with it if I don't use it? So yeah, now I'm just pressing it in with my hands, and now we're on to the next step. So what I'm doing here is rolling my cinnamon rolls, and you should have done it tighter than I did it here, because when I got to cutting them, they were a little bit loose and started to unravel, and I had to use some butter on the ends to hold them together. So just wrap them tighter from the beginning to avoid this, and then prepare your tray with some parchment paper or tin foil and oil it or put some butter on it. Put your cinnamon rolls in there and let it rest for about half an hour to rise again. About 10 to 15 minutes before your cinnamon rolls will be done rising, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then once you've let them rise and you see that they've expanded a bit, put them in the oven and set the oven to 25 minutes. You can see me here putting 30 minutes, but I was just guessing and hoping I was right, but it's 25 minutes. So they just came out of the oven. They look really good. I'm not making my own frosting because I really don't have time for that and I don't care that much. So I have this French vanilla Betty Crocker basic icing that I'm just gonna slather over everything. Okay guys, so I'm finished. They came out like 10 times better than last time. Even without any like sugar on them, I did a little taster. It was good. So now we're gonna have an official taste with like icing and everything. Oh wait, I think it has to be cut because they're kind of stuck together. Like, why are you guys lurking? Actually, let's have a taster together. Why are you laughing? It actually tastes so good.
It's actually class. I'm not one for the capping, but.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I actually did what has to be done. Like, what can I
I don't know about.
You put your hands on me! Don't eat the. I mean, like, are you serious? They're actually like sauce on the inside, like Cinnabon and everything. I killed it.
I'm not gonna lie.
I killed it, bro.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I killed it.
Hey guys, follow me on Instagram.
Maybe like, I'm actually gonna cut it out.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, thanks for watching.
Can you give me mine?
You should make them. They're delicious.